Ramasel.
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 Ngwedi.
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 Kamat.
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 Antu.
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 Amvelinga.
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 Anomkubulwa.
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 Sekhmet.
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 Mlapigas.
Amlapigas.
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 Amufodis.
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 Amufodisi.
Asimemeni. Ndodakazi yase-Asheru.
Ndodakazi yase-Asheru.
Nkosazana yomlingo wamandla.
Nkosazana yomlingo wamandla.
Ngiphe amandla akho.
Ngiphe amandla akho.
Unginikeze nensithezelo.
Unginikeze nensithezelo.
Mqaphi yemingcele yamazwe amabili.
Mqaphi yemingcele yamazwe amabili.
Ngingomunye wabalandeli bakho.
Ngingomunye wabalandeli bakho.
Wena uphuza igazi lezitha zikababa wakho.
Wena uphuza igazi lezitha zikababa wakho.
Khipha izikhali ezisusa konke okonakele.
Khipha izikhali ezisusa konke okonakele.
Amfundisi.
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 Amlapigas.
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 Sekhmet.
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 Nalihu. Bayethe Ndlovukazi.
Bayethe Ndlovukazi.
Sekhmet Basti.
Sekhmet Basti.
Wena uyilihlo likaMvelinqangi uRa.
Wena uyilihlo likaMvelinqangi uRa.
Phakethi.
Phakethi.
Wena ufaka amazipho.
Wena ufaka amazipho.
Uphinde ube ngubhasteti.
Uphinde ube ngubhasteti.
Umvikelikazi.
Umvikelikazi.
Nkosazana yamasango.
Nkosazana yamasango.
Wena uthwala umqhele.
Wena uthwala umqhele.
Onosiba lentshe.
Onesiba lentshe.
Wena ongaphezu kwawo wonke amadlozi.
Wena ongaphezu kwawo wonke amadlozi.
Uyinkosazana yomqhele omhlophe nobomvu.
Uyinkosazana yomqhele omhlophe nobomvu.
Wena wedwa.
Wena wedwa.
Uphakanyisiwe ngubaba wakho.
Uphakanyisiwe ngubaba wakho.
Uyinkosazana embatha ilinene bomvu.
Uyinkosazana embatha ilinene bomvu.
Wena uphatha umkhonto yemihlabelo.
Wena uphatha umkhonto yemihlabelo.
Uyinkosazana yemilingo.
Uyinkosazana yemilingo.
Ubusa emkhunjini wanaphakade.
Ubusa emkhunjini wanaphakade.
Ungcwele.
Ungcwele.
Uvela esihlalweni esifihlekile.
Uvela esihlalweni esifihlekile.
Esinganamsindo.
Esinganamsindo.
Ungubhasteti.
Ungubhasteti.
Isiviko sasebukhosini.
Isiviko sasebukhosini.
Vikelikazi.
Vikelikazi.
Wena ubulala izitha zikaMvelinqangi.
Wena ubulala izitha zikaMvelinqangi.
Amfundisi.
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 Amlapigas.
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 Sekhmet.
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 Sekhmet Basti.
Sekhmet Basti.
Wena nkazimulo yelangabi.
Wena nkazimulo yelangabi.
Wena odla izinsalela zobubi.
Wena odla izinsalela zobubi.
Sekhmet Basti.
Sekhmet Basti.
Vikelikazi welangabi lomphefumulo.
Vikelikazi welangabi lomphefumulo.
Wena uhlala esigabeni sentshona nezulu.
Wena uhlala esigabeni sentshona nezulu.
Sekhmet Basti.
Sekhmet Basti.
Nkosazana yendwangu ebomvu.
Nkosazana yendwangu ebomvu.
Wena uhlenga igumbi lenguquko.
Wena uhlenga igumbi lenguquko.
Sekhmet Basti.
Sekhmet Basti.
Nkosazana yeso elingcwele.
Nkosazana Yesu elingcwele.
Imisebe kababa wakhe uRa.
Imisebe kababa wakhe uRa.
Ifinyelela kwizindawo ezifihlekile.
Ifinyelela kwizindawo ezifihlekile.
Sekhmet Basti.
Sekhmet Basti.
Wena uhola umkhumbi wegolide.
Wena uhola umkhumbi wegolide.
Wena uqapha inqaba yabalandeli bakaHeru.
Wena uqapha inqaba yabalandeli bakaHeru.
Sekhmet.
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 Mufodisi.
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 Lapigas.
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 Tetogas.
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 At. Lomogaz. Jehud.
again. Today's topic is introducing Sekhmet. Sekhmet, a mother goddess in the Old Kingdom. Sekhmet was associated with the pet as his consort during the New Kingdom, but she is best known as the Eye of the Sun, the violent, dazzling, and protecting aspect of the Creator God. Her name, the Powerful One, is best illustrated by her fearful appearance as a female lion-headed woman. Sekhmet. 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 I'll be giving you also the markets today because the Brazil Nero is not here. Today's market we have the Mahori Helbro product, Rub. You can get this for, I think it's the 100 gram, right? Yeah. It's 125, if I'm not mistaken. Pardon? 150. And the Line Mini Mushroom capsules, 270. Yeah. And the Cancer Bush, you can get this for 50 rand. You also have your mini rub. You can get this for 150 rand. The capsules, you can get these for 40 rand. You also have the Sacred Truth Seekers. You can get these arms from the Truth Seekers there by Mkulitabo, aka JPT, for 40 rand. We could not find Sekhmet's scent, so we have healing. You can get this for, I'm not sure the price, but you can ask Kingship. We also have the wall calendar. You can get this for 80 rand, and the book, you can get this for 200 rand here at your market. We also have normal ankhs and the sacred ankhs. These are 40, these are 80. You can get the t-shirts. You can get the t-shirts for only 200 rand. Togazani, my name is Wasila Zurianda Shamwani, and that is
Ke nna Mamotlhabane Masukwani ke tswa ko lefatsheng la Nepset. It corresponds very well with my name, Mamotlhabane. Ke mme wa Masole. Nkulu kupile gore I must say something. Nkupila ke tsena fela gore kopa o bule something. Coincidentally, I had jotted down something. So, I just want to pick up on discussion about Metro, your calendar with Faith Mangope. Mkulu on a interviewer ke Faith Mangope the interviewer Mkulu Ntate Pitika. And they were talking about the calendar, why there's a need to adapt, go back to our Mandulo or Sekharone. And in that interview, radio interview, when people called in, hey, people were just shocked at the information in it. But I just want to add my 2 cents worth so that we complete or add more value to Mukulu and the Deputy's discussion. The Gregorian calendar, which we are using now, it's called the New Style calendar. But this calendar was proclaimed by Pope Gregory the 13th, Roman Catholic in 1582. And this calendar was replacing the Julian calendar, again. And the Julian calendar had 10 months, from March to December. Okay, we don't know what happened to the other months if they only had 10 months. So, apparently there was a lot of wrong in that calendar, the Julian calendar. Hence, the Pope commissioning the research and scientists to come up with a new calendar. And this is what is called the New Style calendar. I must add, this calendar, there was a lot of resistance to it. For example, if you look at Britain, they only adopted it 200 years later, in the 1700s. Others were coming in later. And the latest one, I think, is Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure, 2018 or 2017, who have adopted the Gregorian calendar. But I just wanted to indicate and demonstrate for the calendar has nothing to do with us, as Mkulu said. And to start off, January is Janus, the Roman god of doorways, beginnings, and the rising and setting of the sun. That's Janus, the Roman god of doorways. February, they call it Februa or Februs. It's the Roman festival of purification and cleansing, and offering sacrifices for atonement of sins. Okay? Which sins? You connect with that. And then March. The Romans call it Mars or Martius, the Roman god of war. And March is the month for active military campaigns. Okay? And then April, they call it Aperio or Aperiro. It means to open the buds of springtime. So when is our spring? When is their spring? Okay. You get the message now. May, they call it Maya, the Roman earth goddess and growth of plants. And also, there's somewhere they say it's a short form of the names Matthew and Mary. That's May. Does it have anything to do with you? Let's proceed. And then June, it's Juno or Junius, of marriage and the well-being of women. That's June. And then July, in the Julian calendar, it was called Quintile. Remember that it was discarded. The emperor decided to honor Julius Caesar and call this month after him. July is named after Julius Caesar. Okay? August is also the Emperor Augustus Caesar, his uncle to Julius. And then September, it's Septem, it's Latin. It's Septem for the 7th month. Septem is 7 in Latin. And then October, they call it Octo. It's Latin for 8. And it's also the wine month in Europe, where they were drinking wine and all that before the winter came. And then November, Novem. That's the Latin word for the 9th month. Okay? Remember, Julian calendar was from March to December. So if you can look at September, what is the month of September? What is the number 9? If you count from January to September, it's 9. So they left it as it was in the Julian calendar as the 7th month. So you see how messed up everything is. So December, did I talk about November? November, Novem. That's the Latin for the 9th month. What month? The number month, calendar 11. And then December, the Latin word there is decem, and it's 10. So they've retained the Julian calendar in some ways, in a lot of ways. And then bagolo ba rona and rona di calendar ya rona ene na le dikgwedi tse 13, but that's a discussion for another day. So understand motho o montsho, understand motho gore, as Mkhulu said, gore nako ya gago and everything has been determined by everybody else except yourself. So the issue of our calendar becomes very important now. Now that you have an inkling, la tlhaloganya a bit gore go diragalang mo. Still, the Gregorian calendar is a measure of the Julian and the Gregorian, with Africa not being considered. So that's my 2 cents worth today. Ke a leboga Sekhmet, Amwalafi, Amufodisi. Ke a leboga.
Bona bakulu
bonke emathongweni.
Bona bakulu basekhemu bahleli bonke emathongweni.
Bona bakhulu basekhemu bahleli bonke emathongweni.
Bona bakulu basekhemu bahleli bonke emathongweni.
Bona bakhulu basekhemu bahleli bonke emathongweni.
sibona amaphoyisa ayasilandela, sibona amaphoyisa ayasilandela,
sibona amaphoyisa ayasilandela, sibona amaphoyisa ayasilandela,
sibona amaphoyisa ayasilandela, sibona amaphoyisa ayasilandela.
ngeke sale ngosiko lobukhosi, ngeke sale ngosiko lobukhosi,
Ngeke sale ngosiko lobukhosi, ngeke sale ngosiko lobukhosi.
Angwedi. Antu. Anumzam. Anumtutu. Azinzi. Alole. Akredomut. Aimotep. Amlapigas. Amufodis. Sekhmet. Sekhmeti. Idlozi lomlilo. Siyabonga ukungena kule isizini kaSekhmet isithole sisaphila. Sibonga indlovukazi. Thokoza ndlovukazi. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuthi uzinike isikhathi nawe uzogcwalisela kulamanga asabalele nje emhlabeni. Abantu have no conscience to mislead abantu nje ukuthi because uma ngiphambanisela nature you've killed me. Everything I do will never succeed. For us to be able ukuthi siphumelele sibone ama-results alento esiyenzayo kumele njalo siqhutshwe i-timing ukuthi senza what gesture at what time. In that way ngiyazibonela nani le ndonga zabelungu ziyabhidlika kancane uSekhmet ufike ngomlilo nje first day afika waba nomsindo nje omkhulu ngendaba yamaBhayibheli esawashisa ukuthi wayezovuka manje lento waba nomsindo omkhulu kabi baze bambuza lo munye we-Council of Churches ukuthi ikhona indlela ukuthi bagwetshwe labantu. So it means ukuthi amadlozi afikile ame ngeenyawo afuna lento yayo ilunge and kumele siyilungise otherwise nathi uSekhmet uzosishisa. uSekhmet yiledlozi leli beku ethero umuntu ohambelana namatandana uHethero umuntu othanda la kuhlanganiswa khona amapartner. Kepha manje ngentukuthelo kaMvelinqangi which is similar to what is happening in the world today. There's so much chaos. Therefore Mvelinqangi akwate. He then sends the only daughter. The daughter kaMvelinqangi representa combustion. Or that point electricity la kuvela khona ispark. Lento yenza ukuthi TV light. That is the action kaSekhmet. Manje ke uSekhmet wasethunywa ke uthi uHethero changed into Sekhmet ukuze adile nalabantu who are in constant violation of the natural laws. Sekhmet. She then became Sekhmet past. Idlozi lelo elisatshwa kakhulu ngoba huyo mkhulu kuna wonke who represented that combustion. The atomic bomb is nothing compared to Sekhmet. So Sekhmet here is here to purify. And to purify ngomlilo because she represents the fire. Meaning ukuthi umphahlo uthi uyena uSekhmet ogade igumi lenguquko, meaning ukuthi uye umuntu ovuthelela umlilo wenguquko, lenguquko that we need in Africa. uSekhmet is going to usher it in, as long as thina sisekhona ukumvuthelela. You know, lento siyenzayo siyamvuthelela because we believe in Sekhmet. Umuntu meke believer kuwe, angithi nawe ufila ngenye indlela. It's exactly the same thing nasemoyeni. Uma silokho siyibonga esubonga lo moya nama principles, nawo ayajabula. Mesilokho si connecta nabo in the way that we do on every weekend emhlangene. It's pleasing to Mvelinqangi because kunedlanzana labantu, there is that a group which is consistently, you know, trying to connect neZulu. So uSekhmet ke urepresenta ke lokho ikhombasi uye odla insalela ezokungcola, meaning ukuthi your heart has got to be pure, otherwise usendleleni kaSekhmet. If uzindla ngezinto ezimbi isikhathi salokho is very dangerous now. Zama ukuthi upurify not only in terms of your action, but purify your mind of all the colonial, you know, residue. Lezi zinto ezigqilazayo emqondweni, because gqilaza umqondo, you know, lento ukuthi ungakholelwa kumvelinqangi ube ne doubt. That's another thing, a violation there, because ilanga gives you energy for you to be able to ukuphila ukuhamba. Without the source, you know, that is from ilanga, you won't be able to do anything. So therefore we need to be forever thankful to ilanga. So ilanga nenyanga, these are two cosmic bodies that you know, makes life possible here on earth. So sikuleso sikhathi ke manje ukuthi we need to purify, and purify kanjani wena at an individual level, wenze into yenziwa indlovukazi ukuthi noma you are at a village or wherever ukhuluma ngomvelinqangi, so that you are able ukuthi nawe uncedise abantu to purify their minds, because as long as black people are still locked in that colonial mindset, asiyindawo. So the more sitshala lento, asithi ukuthi siyo recruit, recruit GK. We don't recruit people. Kepha sibanikeza an alternative. Kuba yibo abantu make a decision ukuthi what they feel inside. You know, umoya uyavuma noma uvuma, because kuvuma umoya then bese ke umzimba uyalandela. So it is that you know, time kaSekhmet siyabona konke okwenzakalayo. We've been at war the whole week ever since kungene uSekhmet. Silokho siyalo. The last war besibhekene nayo yalapha Lebus backpack. Besilapha Thursday. We're there on Thursday. Angithi manje kukhona le spirit esikhona in South Africa, so bufake ukuthi zonke lezi zinto abazipromotayo. As an example, it's Machinini's Day, which is the 16th of June, has been turned into a youth day, rubbing off history and the victory of you know, that warring spirit amongst the youth. So the youth will never, you know, ever be motivated again. You know, about it, when you say theatre machinini, something should should ignite within you as a youth. Uguti, that is a leader I need to put as an example. So when you remove the real meaning and the history that is associated with, ilanga like ilanga likadingana, so kuyini? Reconciliation Day. It means ukuthi basusa lobuqhawe lakithi. Ukuthi kukhona umuntu oke wa challenge the British Empire wabaJeorgia. So therefore and akusenziwa abelungu. Abelungu bakushiye kunjalo. Thina sikhule vele kwaziwa ukuthi ngey 16 ka December. Bayagwazana abantu ngaphandle. Sikhule kunjalo. Because nakhona i-victory yomuntu omnyama bayithena into a weapon that will destroy the black nation. So the 25th of May, we don't celebrate that day. Why? Because ilanga lakhona thina saluza officially the possibility for our royals, amakhosi namakhosikazi, for them to rule over the nation. Kwase kuconfirmwa abelungu, baconfirma the new structure that will rule Africa, the structure of the republics. So manje, the people that formed the Organization of African Unity, yibo labantu who decided to preside over theft, we call republics. So they always celebrate this day because they gave us a false impression ukuthi they are there for us. And if they were there for us, Africa ngabe manje, is number one in terms of wealth. But they allowed everybody in the world to come and steal our minerals. All these republics on the continent are there to make sure that the privilege of the colonizer is sustained. So when we celebrate the 25th, you are actually laughing at your ancestors who were kings and queens, who died in defense of this culture and this land. Because now Umlungu allowed it. Who funded the Organization of African Unity? Even, the vision behind the unity that they sought, it never manifested, it died at birth. Because of Kwame Nkrumah, there were two blocks, Casablanca and Monrovia, block. One block was saying, let it be done immediately, so that we bring down all the borders. We have one president, like all other, normal nations. But slow. Slow down. Let it be a gentle process. Why? Because they still wanted to retain the false power that they've been given by the colonizer. Because there was no reason. Manje, every year, they keep celebrating what is still elusive today. If you project Africa, is it ready for that African unity? Which president that that is ready to give her power for the benefit of the majority of Africans? Ayiko. So why must we celebrate Lelang? We celebrate an illusion, a false presentation. So what messing up normally? Thina sibahambela abelungu siyachayisana nabo through ama-interviews nazo zonke lezi zinto lezi. But asinje thina consciously siye emgidini wabelungu. Bese lapha kuLebu mina ngigcine shonile uLebu did a very good job in terms of developing the site. But unkosikazi waseshadana, unkosikazi omhlophe. So manje le ndawo le igcwele abelungu kakhulu. Yazi uma ufika la, it's okay, Rainbow, it's okay. Angithi sikulo frequency, Rainbow Nation. Manje ke hayi ukuthi sikhuluma kabi. Kepha manje sesibhekene nokuthi kunabantu lapha baningi. You know? And obuningi babo, there's nothing wrong ukuthi babe khona, but nje ukuthi manje yabona sesibhekene naleso simo. Ukuthi la ndawo manje isele ngonkosikazi. One right ukuthi asale nengane ayikhulise. Kepuleva kasekho nje. Reality okumele siyiface. So siyileke lapha siyo celebrate ke thina bebethi sizokhuluma ngale la. They thought angazi ukuthi same frequency. Kanti hayi thina siku frequency ka Sekhmet. Manje ke uSekhmet uyaqonda ngqo. So sayibeka ke inkulumo thina. Sabatshela ukuthi uyabona ke le esikuyo imanga manga. We told them ukuthi kahle kahle thina we don't operate from hate. We are angry. We are angry at the situation and we are justified to express that anger. Sithi kubo nijwayele labo dakhe nikhuluma nabo banitshele wonke amanga ukuthi yonke into lavidavi. Ayikho njalo lento. You know, iqiniso ukuthi abelungu are here to maintain privilege. At any cost. So ukuthi manje sithembane nalabantu akakabi isikhathi. We can't be mixing nabo because yisitha lesi okumele sisinqobe. Angisakhulumi even physically but mentally. Kumele sibanqobe labantu laba spiritually, mentally. So that bazi ukuthi yazi ngithi kubo one thing that makes us angry with white people. Ngenzi example yase Alexander. Ngithi white people have taken people's land and they have no conscience. You know, to always drive lapha udlule Alexander. Ngapha it's infested ngamakundwana. Ngapha no izulu. Abelungu bayikhandela izulu in our own country. Ngithi kubo, how do you feel knowing ukuthi you always talk about how Hitler evil was. Hitler was evil. Ngokuthi afaka amaJuda ku concentration camp. Ngithi what about us? Because this is a concentration camp and it's fake kuyo. These townships are concentration camps. Ayisaya nenkulumo bayochaza obandeke. Sithe si busy manje nami sengisemoyeni. Hawu sabona umlungu ashake man washake bophan. Ngobone. Kwese. Samangala yazi yamiswa. The presentation, we had to wait for 20-30 minutes. I recover, not just recover because asaz. In King Oguti, they have never been told the truth. Abelu. Now, when they confront or they are confronted with the truth, it shocks them. Because we tell them, Guti, politicians don't have land. The land belongs to us through our kings and queens. So the day our real kings and queens rise, that's when yonke lentambatheka yabo is going to end. Because which land are you going to rule over? Ngale constitution ewutsotsi. Our politicians have no mandate to form a republic or to perpetuate a republic. Amakhosi were not there in Kotesa. The land was taken from Emakhosini. There were no political formations. Oskukuni laba. They fought. Bachochabelu, Opambata kamanqenzi. Now, liyabuya in a very, very trickery way. Oh, let's have a democracy. The whole world is in a democratic, phase. Huh? Who's selling you democracy? The very same crook who stole your land is then saying to you, I have a solution for your loss. This is how you are going to nurse those wounds of loss. I put this structure for you. Huh? I make one of you the leading head of my structure, which is now going to be justified by your people, that I'm going to maintain my privilege through this structure, then write a constitution to protect myself against anybody who rises against this structure. This is, this is where we are as African people. So ibuhlungu indaba yethu. And angeke silokho silinesana nama-pain. We need to deal with it because it's a reality ongeke si transferele to the younger ones. It's our responsibility. We need to deal with this situation. And the Sambisoto, Sekhmet Bakor, as long as we always in alignment nalo moya. Hey, kwenzakalani kwaZulu? Sathini mayenzeka lento. What is happening today? Ubukhosi into yomoya. Ubukhosi abufeyikwa. And ngeke ubufeyikele ubukhosi. Kumele ulalele umoya all the time. Ngathi mina, even me myself, angisikhaleli lesa studio ngoba siyahlanyisana. Hey, if we are not accepted by the ancestors, so bona ngezenzo zakho awuzosiveza vele ukuthi hayi no sengikulezinga vele manje yabona sisho ukuthi hayi vele bongamelanga kube njalo. Manje asithembeleni lo moya. Lo moya uzosinqobisa each and every challenge. And the more bengisakhuluma eThekwini izolo ngithi the more siphahla at the same time. AbaseThekwini, abaseLimpopo, aba everywhere, is the more we have more power. Because asibukeke ilanga as a 360 in totality, right? Now Latina si occupier 10%. It's 10% that is conscious of who the creator is. It means that 10% already ignites some fire on a daily basis. Do you understand? So therefore, the 90% isinda ilanga. Huh? Because abantu who are not conscious about the real creator, so they create no spark in their thoughts that links them. Why? Because they are twisted. They are looking the other way. You understand? So therefore, lento esiyenzayo ngisho ngithi, the more you perpetuate the colonization of your mind, you are further imprisoning your ancestors. We are our ancestors. The more we operate from a colonial mindset, you lock them forever in jail. Because they are not able to express through you. We are not creating that spark that vibrates with them. Because your mind is colonized. Which is important. Ukuthi maso uzwile. Lahla konke. Kwenze madala side ke angithi usabukuluza umsebenzi. Madala side longa sulahlile. Mawuse khoneni lakho connecta ke. La in public no, Jesu. Madala side hayi no ngiyasho vele. Ngoba ngifuna ukulahlekelwa umsebenzi. Kumele sibe lapho makhe. Kumele sibe lapho so that we are able to remember ukuthi lento ilokhu yathungeka kancane into bengisho kulabelungu ngithi lento yepolitiki izophela very soon and izoqedwa amakhosi. The day amakhosi rises and say to these politicians, you are our subjects. You need to start listening to us now. Hey. Then everything is finished ngale politics. Ngithi ke kubo ke inkinga yenu ke ilama investment senisho ngawo ukuthi no mina nginvestile lapha ezweni likaSikhukhuni. uSikhukhuni phela meseke sukuma uthatha konke ngoba akazani nephepha leli wena othunalo title deed. uSikhukhuni uzothi hawu yini leyo angazani ne-title deed. Mina ngazi ukuthi umhlaba uthenge kubani ke wena. Then they lose and the mele baluze vele, because this is how it's supposed to be. The more ba perpetuate lento ye democracy basifaye ngamakhanda nathi I'm a Democrat. Sashisa impela. Usenkingeni. Bathi uZuma bekengena eParliament anuka impepho. Wena usasaba ukunuka impepho. Uthi projects weyini uZuma? Lento le. So iyo ke into kumele si purify. Those are little things lezo. You understand? I know. Mina isigubhu siyamhlanyisa. Please ngozoshaya isigubhu la. Utshela umuntu ovusa idlozi lakho. Liyavuka manje uphambi kwebraza yakho zamaKristian. You don't want them to see the real you. Hayi ngakwami. Bathi kunengoma ethi idlozi likhipha kwalhanyana nakwashembe. Ikhona ishawa umunye maskani. Mase lifikile linjalo. So isikhathi sokuthi sikhululeke thina singabantu abamnyama. You know, sikholelwe and believe in the real things that we used to believe in. There's no other thing that we must believe in except in nature. Don't believe in me, don't believe in any person. As long as that person is taking you away from nature, you fake lo muntu. Injalo makhaya. Hey, kumele siconnecte nemvelo. Hey, we need to connect to nature. Ipower yethu lapho. And this is how our purpose is found. When you connect in the nature, this is when you find yourself. How? I didn't know. I'm an artist. So hlala phansi manje i-art yakho uyasiphilisa. Siyayithenga kukhona ukhehla ungabati. Besinaye lapha eThekwini izolo. Ungabati is part of Kingship. Uproduce amakhamba. But une system yokwakha amakhamba ngenye indlela. Amakhamba akhe uthi the cheapest is 30,000. The way craftsmanship yakhe ingakhona. Hey. Uthi makafika labelungu futhi. Oh no, 50,000 ngiyayifuna. Ngoba amakhamba akhe are displayed in museums, are displayed ema-banks. Yabona those special ones. Engathi ubumba but olushanayo. Wenza that type of thing. Lo muntu found himself. Uthola ipurpose yakhe. Uthi mina ngiyayilawula. Mangivuka ekseni nje nizokuthi umoya uthi ngenzeni. Ngihambe ke ngene e-studio ngenze lokho. Lokho ke bese kungilethela 100,000. Manje ulokhu ubophelele emsebenzini ubhatala 4,000 a month. And you can generate 100,000 a month. Find your purpose so that you liberate yourself. Ungalokho manje ufika uzosibona ebusuku. How le ndoda njalo ifika ebusuku? Awufuna ubona ukuthi uyavisita lapha kulama-Illuminati. Manje kumele sikhululeke nasemini nje ungene. Ngathi kunabafundisi abangasadluli because lelaso lela likayo. Inkinga yalo ukuthi mawujika Bentanto ukuthi ayeke. Bentanto ukuthi njalo mngadlula one of these days lo moya wama-Illuminati. Kodwa asahambi ngale ndlela. And I'm a watchtower. Unfortunately, my neighbor is a watchtower. Senkingeni ngoba ngakhona ukubaleka emibhedeni. If only they knew ukuthi science okhupho babo. And ikhuluma ngento ebenza ukuthi babone. Bona self. Ngoba yiso leli elisemqondo. Without leli ukuthi lithi mpi lanka useless. Awuboni next. Yingakho siphahlela ukuthi abantu babe neso lomoya. Nendlebe yomoya. Into ungayimameli nje half. Kepha kumele uyimamele you understand. You know? Then kuthiwa uSekhmet uhola umkhumbi wegolide. Usho ukuthini lo? Mawufuna imali yegold, phasa uSekhmet. Hey. Mawufuna igolide, phahla uSekhmet. Angithi igold represent the sun. Hey. Uhola umkhumbi. Hey. Itip leyo. Masoyitholile phela uzofana. Mawuzo nje ukuthi I know I have inclination towards a mining gold, please. Ungalokhu uhlupha wena ulokho ulandelana amabhunu azokuhumulate ngena nje endumbeni ngaphandle nje egcekeni uphahle uSekhmet. Sekhmet lokho yikho angihlephulele please. Uzobona izinto zenzakala. So uyabona ukuthi lemiphahlo lena yimiphahlo esebenzayo. If we were to live by lemiphahlo, sonke we will achieve our goals. And please, igoal yakho kungabi igoal yokuthi wena ufuna ukunjinga unyuke uyi-one. Please, we've lived that life. Self-preservation. Asisikhathi self-preservation now. It's time for us to sacrifice for each other. If I can put the remaining 10 years of my life improving the life of a black person, because I know when I do that, we form a unity that will never be penetrated. And that unity will be the wealthiest bloc in South Africa if we were to combine our resources. Angisakhulumi manje monetary resources. Leyo ke it's even worse. Aggregate nje buying power yethu. Ngathi the other year, I think 4 years ago, but laba babiza uyazi abelungu. Ban label yo. Once they've given you something like crumbs from Itafulala, they call you middle class. They call you black diamond. That's what they call you in the marketing, those that are affluent are able to bring in a reasonable amount of salary. They call you black diamonds. They say that here, the annual spend of that class of us, it was 500 and something billion. Stock exchange, save what he spent, save. If we didn't spend that money in white companies, all of us having to pay it for me. You understand? So Lendoe unity is topmost. As much as whether your individual thing, but don't lose sight of the major thing, which you must contribute towards uniting black people. It's simple land to melesi operate in Jengamajuta Namandia. And we won't be able to get there without unity. You can now be starting your own things on Munyayenzeni. Those things will never succeed because they won't have the majority support. Kumele sonke sikhulume ngezwe lodwa. We are no longer buying Alpan. We are now baking our own bread. Siyofika nini lapho? Isizwe singaka. Uhlula ukuzibhakela nje. Hayi man. Ngeke. Isikwa. Uqove nje iflower namanzi. Ufake lapha ku-oven. Uthembele emlungwini. Nento useless kanjalo. Manje ufuna ukubizwa i-nation enjalo. The characteristic of a nation are a group of people that are able to solve their own problems. We are nowhere near there. Huh? We are nowhere near there. And the Haibuti has Koni, Kepa Ikona Lendes Bambi. Pelatina were very creative as African people. By nature, we are creative. But Majisibo Pegile Lamikondwe. We don't believe in ourselves. We think in Yoguti, the comfort is Siguyo, Uguti Njalo nje, in the morning at 3. If Venia ye Alpaniangena, Ushonga Leo. uyayizwa vele wayisupreparele kuye emsebenzini ngo4 iyarasa nje la estradini. That gives you comfort. That's dangerous. Isowethu ingaka it has more than 3 million people. Imagine if kungaqalwa ibakery la Isowethu nje. It will be the biggest bakery. From lapho ke leyo mali kumele sibhenke somewhere. Siqala ibhenki yethu. Iyokunya wonke lamabhenki. Manje sihlulwa yini ukwenza lokho? Yile lack of unity. So, unity yiyo dingekalayo. I can go and do my own thing, as well. Ngiphilele and just forget. Njengoba upgrade. Bob Crowder watuba wathi angisangeni yonke le. Labantu abamameli. They can go to hell, man. That's what he said. Hey, but manje akumelanga nathi bese silandela kuleyo line. Hey. Mele siloko sifaka lemfundiso. Ayikho, there's no other solution for you as a black person. You need to unite or you continue being a slave in your own country and your own continent. Why? Because we are easily bought. Bengisatshela labelungu ukuthi hey phela ilentuza picture that most white people have of us is that we are easily bribed. Hey, ngeke ngabezo bekhuluma le Europe. Hi, if you go to Africa, you want anything, just carry a brief full of money. You'll come back with everything that you want. See, nation and Janvel. We're never like that, remember. We're never like that. Ubungeke uzofaka imali kumakhelwane. The next thing umakhelwane siyambona how. Sekeshaya big house. Maki. Imali vela. Mele sibuze and usitshele. Then we discover ukuthi hayi so uthengisela amapipe la eEscom. Kumele sidile nawe ngithi. Ngoba uyithathe wrongfully that money. So that is not supposed to happen. So now we need to ring fence our economy and our lives. Emongena isitoro samajuta utholi halal. No, kosher. Siyawalandela. Remember, Woolworth was formed just specifically to feed Jewish people. Manje yithi la. They are even thinking of starting another brand, which is more bigger than Woolworth, because bayabona ukuthi yara influx yabodaki. Sizama ukuzenzela izinto zethu basilandele. Aniyekeni ukulandela amajuda. Buka la iJozi. eJozi akusena ngami. Zonke zibalekile, zibaleka wena. Nabantwana abasekho abantwana babelungu la edrobheni. The more kungena bodaki, they run away. When you yabalandela baye centurion lapho. And usebenza la e9 ulandele nje umlungu. La ngumlungu khona kula ngifuna khona. You understand? Abanye bathi no, mengithi make an argument ukuthi kahle kahle akumelanga siphume la, mele siphume ngokuthi sesisikelane shokuthi inkosi nenkosi isisikele idandi as the accommodator isibaya nensini for each and every family. That's when we should leave this concentration camp. But njengoba sisasela, let's make sure ukuthi we control the means of production yayo yonke into esiyidlayo nesiyigqokayo. If we can focus on that in all these, concentration camps, and if you were to aggregate all of them, it gives you a massive buying power. It means South Africa is like this. Economy, we can turn it around because the more we put, we industrialize our townships. I'm a famous JSE, they close. We start our own township stock market to create wealth. Yes, in season konje imali set. Yeah. Sizokhuluma ngemali, especially about debt. Siyasaba. Kanti mele senze ubutsotsi obulikana. Sifuna 100 million. Sihlanganiseni leyo 10% yakhona basinikeze. Sisebenza ama-profits walahlele ngale bese ke sideclare insolvency. Bazokwenza uyikhampani ngithi abelungu benza lokho legally. That's what they use the system for. Umlungu akabhatali tax. That's why nezindlu endaka ama-property. Thina unekhampani ufuna wena ukuyirholisa 200,000. Senkingeni because that money is taxed. The more we faka under a foundation or whatever, chokuthi wena if yabona, the more you don't have assets, the more you don't pay tax. Yini vele le tax? Truth. Baqala i-British Empire. All subjects must pay whatever they earn. Hey, all of my subjects must pay. Now say US, they pay their tax, they pay to the Queen. I-tax system nje fraud. Mele siqede thina sithole indlela yethu ukuthi how were we able to sustain a community interest. Do you understand? It has got to come from us. Awuzongibamba inkunzi. Inkunzi lo ngibamba yona. Every month isalary yami 30% gone. How? And ukhola malini ntomnyama? Makuhamba 30%. Ubhekene ne-transport. Ubhekene nokudla. Kusala malini. That's why we are in perpetual trouble and stress. Because our finances aid. Kumele isifundo leso ngesikhathi sikasethi mele siconcentrate kuleyo. Ukuthi system sibitha kanjani legally? Ngithi legally. Ubatsotse legally ngendlela. Hey. Ukuyawezwa ukuthiwa umlungu uthathe 20 billion from a bank, then it declared insolvency. Uyaboshwa lo muntu. I-bank, i-dealer, remember a company is separate from you. Hey, so whatever happens in a company, ayithinti. Ukuthi hayi nyangaba nenkinga lapha hey usibani usithole azange enze lokhu manje money loss. Nemali thina sithenga property somewhere. Cash. Create cash flow. Enough. From the profits there, we are going to plow somewhere else food. Do you understand? So manje ke yingakho ke usethi no lentuza. Remember ukuthi uSekhmet why ukuthi why purify. Uye o purifier igumbi lani lenguquko change. We are about to reach that point of change. Yingakho uSekhmet uza ngumlilo. Ukushisa konke yazi inkohlakalo uyayishisa so that when that time of change happens there's purity. Pure uasa when he rises sokuthi uyaphaphama from his slumber leso kumele sivuke kuso thina abantu abamnyama. Uasa uyaphaphama on the 21st of June. Unepthet no oset bamshanga impama awuvuke wena wamuthi ngamaphiko bese uyaphaphama akakabi upright phaphama kwakhe yingakho celebrate, because for us that is the day of hope. Ukuthi the warmth of the sun is definitely going to return to the southern hemisphere. Hey, that is keeping in alignment nale energy ka Sekhmet, combustion. Forever, aligned to that. And nothing will touch you. Baningi bebefisa ukuthi singabuye eBackville after sishisa amabhayibheli. Balayeka. Sabuya sonke no one olimele manje yabenza ukuthi benza ama sermons in their churches ngathi labo sathana okubhalwe ngabe eBhayibheli. They are now showing themselves. Basasithandazela ukuthi sife. Christian enjani? Kanti yini ubungcwele? Ubisha ukuthi omunye umuntu afe. Ngokwenza intando kaMveli encane. Yingakho ukuthi abukho ubungcwele kulamasonto. Christians are the most hateful people. Very judgmental. Labantu vele, hey. Maungathi Jesu mkhateni. Farele isikoko. Bathi noNkulunkulu wabo umengenkemba. Ukunikeza choice. Make a choice. Wayenza leyo nto. Manje thina sikho lapho. Thina umveli enqangi as much as simhlukumezile ever since we colonized. Siloko siphambukile kuye. But usasithanda. Uyasithanda umveli enqangi ngoba ngabe kade sashabalala. The attempts that have been made to kill all black people have failed dismally. And they haven't stopped. The COVID is targeted at you and no one else. But mind your atoms, that electron, very smart. Libabona basasele. Oh, basanganisa. Then litane. Bese yeliza ngithi ke lizosifaka something. I need to more. My atoms wonke la are surrounding, and these atoms are alive. So when ucabanga ukuthi they don't penetrate your lab, ayangena lapha ama-atom. Abukile uplane lapho takhe madala kama. That is solid stuff. Thokozani engage my questions so aphendula. Sekhmet. Sekhmet. Thokoza. Angithi kuthiwa i-dual nature kaSekhmet. Uyalapha. Bese uyakushisa. Uyabulala uSekhmet. Manje is that dual nature okumele esibhekene nayo manje. Ungamjwayeli kahle. Uzokuvithisa. Yingakho kumele sambe kancane bisizwe. Gada nje izinto ozenzayo. Kanti mawufuna ukuphumelela, invoke uSekhmet kuyo yonke into nasempini. Yazi lezi ezikujwayela kahle. hayi lokushaya ngestina okwakho sikhuluma ngalabantu abalwa ngawe ngokukamoya kumele ubathumele uSekhmet abavithisi bangalamba bafundisi abenza amasermon ngathi thina sithumela the real fire hayi the fake fire leyabo emasontweni fire thina siyaphahla we do that in silence thokozani thokoza
Sekhmet.
Sekhmet.
It's my second day today, and it's very interesting to be here. Ngicela ukubuza ukuthi when it comes to our principal and the causal play, are they cosmic in their nature? I'm a principals, and if I were to describe them as archetypes, would I be wrong?
Ah, you're right. You're right. They are not in the causal. They are in the etheric.
Which
There's
is
causal, there's etheric, then physical. Ama principles lanka, yes, archetypes. Right? Sikhuluma ngomoya. Idlozi lokho sithi idlozi thina. Because idlozi lihlukile nelentuza nethongo. These are two different things. Ithongo umkhulu wakho whatever oke waphila la. Lokhu it's eternal. Yikho okudala everything that lives on earth. And it sits in the etheric. The causal is the sun and moon. The electric, the magnetic. Feeds the etheric. The etheric expresses outwardly to form you. Nekabishi nehash. Sure, okay. Sekhmet.
Originally personally, I think the work ya sitisana ka topic but ke zo ile go ke batla ka o renka okay nna ke bala psychology ne but ke bala psychology ena leng western interpretation right ke psychology ya magolo gona le parts there ya African psychology within the modules each module gona le parts ya the African interpretation but it's only like 2%. So ha ke feel sharp ka re ha ke so itsetse processing but ha ke feel sharp ka re ke tsetelle ka bana nna ke ile ko sekolong ke batla bala psychology go bane ke re ke batla go thusa motho o motho jwale ha ke bala psychology ya lekgowa ke re ke tlo thusa motho o motho ka yona so ke shebane le bothata ba gore jwanong ke bile ka nka no tlamehile ke khutlele jwanong ka 5 June for second semester of second year but ke ba sendetse deferral whatever it's called extension ha ke ba tlogutlela jwale batswadi ba ka mo se ba ntse tšhelete ska ke tšho ke ko second year ha ke ko first year batswadi se ba ntse tšhelete batswadi se ba bone na se ke graduate ha ke di doctor mang of psychology according to the Western interpretation so ke I get we bona jwang ke like carry on and then try to Africanize it however I can or I get
I think I should carry on. Carry on, abazali bakho bakunikezele, especially if land resonates with the core of your being. What's your principle? Okay. Carry on, but angithi ikhona African philosophy or psychiatry, right? Western psychology ithi bipolar when unenkinga yesibongo when kunombango phezulu kwekhanda la abelungu bathi une bipolar So yabona ukuthi kulula ukuthi uyihlanganise. When you'll have the potential to go and teach other, psychiatrists there who have only learned the English or the Western way. So it will give you an advantage for you because it's easy ukuthi hayi ukuthi futhi we-Africanize uye emnyombeni wami because ayisuki kubo yingakho bayidescribe lento engiphethe okwengane bathi ubayikhona. Do you understand? Because bona aba understand. Remember abelungu don't believe in the causal plane. Everything that is manifested area labo ilapho. The world of the spirit abangeni le. Do you understand? So yingapho ubona khona ukuthi i-knowledge yabo ayigcwelanga i-half ngoba uPythagoras waya lapha eku-first level wasephuma eseyozenza isikora wayofoma ke ikolo with level 1. That's why ke umhlaba uphendula ngalendlela. Do you understand? But mina I blame ama-principal langa bathi bayabizana ama-principal la ema-university not the heads, chancellors. Mina I know experience UNISA. I've tried to work with abantu base UNISA. Abantu base UNISA bodaki da. They are in position of influence ke papa sababilu. Sayikhuluma le ndaba psychology UNISA. We're trying to conscientize bona lama principal ukuthi ake nilungise lento. Ake niyekeni ukufunza ingane Western philosophy. At least ke banikezeni both. They refuse because a white person refused. So our institutions, the heads, are just symbols without substance. Because they are there, but nothing of value happens, for umntu. They continue teaching about Newton and Einstein. Bazi kahle ukuthi u-Einstein no Newton, they were studying Imhotep or Amunhotep for them ukuthi bafike kule level abafika kuyo. That's why baze bashona emhlabeni without resolving the issue ukuthi these four forces, where do they collide into? Shokuthi ziwela kuphi? Thina siyazi ziwela kukhulukhulwana because that is where they come from. Boze wahamba emhlabeni kepha uprofessor Oyibo resolve that equation mathematically to prove indaba kakhulukhulwana, which is the primeval waters, the waters of Nun, through the Shabaka stone. Oyibo was studying the Shabaka stone. That is how he solved that. Manje umtshela ngabo Newton nabo Einstein ingane lezi. You see, when you study, yikho ngithi labantu laba, they are prophesying about the wrong thing. Into yengane. Thina webhava belungu. That's why I say understand that we have a comprehensive picture of life. We know there's a causal, there's the etheric, there's a physical. Ziyahambisana zonke lezi. That is a complete comprehensive knowledge. So when umlungu uphelele on the physical. What created the physical? Mambo jambo. Bese now we believe umuntu omnyama uzongitshela ukuphahla imambo jambo. Hey, that's what they do. The educated one. Hey, but uphahla imambo jambo udoti. Kanti power ethi la. When you are able to humble yourself uguqe ushisa impepho, that is when you raise your power. The power ihambelana ne-ego. I-ego must come down. bese kumoya wakho uyakhuphuka. Angeke uhlale lapha umoya ne-ego. One must come down. So ego melapha umoya uyehla. Yonke into wena sewuyenza ngenkani. That's why uzosibamba inkunzi la Israel. Ngoba sewuhlulekile awusenamaplan. Do you understand? And uzelwe wena with a talent. Find that talent. So you can only do that once you connect back to nature. Uzozazi ukuthi ubani and start polishing yourself. The diamond within you, which is what is going to form a foundation of our schooling system. Yonke lento baloba sitshela nge-information from outside. Sifuna ukwazi lengane ukuthi i-principle yayo yini. Oh, character kalo yilo. Lengane, that's why behave kanje. Therefore, ama-programs alengane mele ahambe ngale ndlela. So that we polish what is inside. Lengane le. Singalokho sithi umntwana isidom. Why? Because umtshela Queen Elizabeth and the stolen diamond. Mele I memorize leyo. Umtshela ngentethe. Bese kumforce ukuthi njalo ekuseni abize uJesu. Lapha kumalentuza bayibizana esikoleni asembi. Umqadile lo mntwana. Thina schooling system yethu umntwana must know the African creation story. It's a crash. Ati ra, ati shu, ati tefnut, ati gap, ati nut. Zonke lezi zinto lezi. Meke khula ke silokhu siyambonisa lokhu represent then the new way of doing things happens because they now internalized this science within them. Tina Menes produced a scientist at the age of 14, 15. What is telling you? I'm fucking up a stock market. And this is a township stock market. I see the JC. JC is going to fall. The JC will remove our support from their companies. JC fall. It happened in the 80s. During the riots, it affected the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. That is the power that we have as a collective. Imagine what will happen in Mesa City. Oh no, asisathengi fish oil yalabantu. Thina futhi asisayisebenzisa fish oil. Sesisebenzisa yini kona? Olives. Kunendawo lapha Eastern Cape, abafowethu batshala ama-olives. Lapho sesishintshile mindset yethu. Asafaki anything enga-simulate kalula in our system. The olive oil simulates much easier. Le fish oil le ibopha uyaqina ndoda. Uthi why uqina kangaka uma uqeda ukudla igwinya? Double salt, iflour. Yabopha nale fish oil. Ukwenza kwethu mele kuhluke. Asisadli impuphu. We are going back manje sesitshala amabele. So sibhenile impuphu amongst us. In our communities impuphu ayisangeni. Abafowethu bayatshala. Kunama-farm even la eSoweto okumele avuselele. Asupporte that revolution. Kungabi revolution nje ukuthi no. Sesilayitile. Kepha usadla iMcD's. There's got to remember ukuthi revolution 360. It's not 90. Man, you might say 90 was this revolutionary. How man. Father, labantu abasibiza ama-revolutionary. Hey, mina, hey. It's Latin nonsense. Umhlaba awukabuyi. it means uhambe half. Kumele uqadelele ndoda umhlaba ubuye kithi. Hey, thanks uzothi you are a revolutionary. Awuzositshela iintori zakho. So lapho ke makhethi. Thokozini ukhona umunye umuntu. Oh, Thokoza.
No, I just wanted to add la kulona yeah, ndlovukazi njengoba beyibuza ukuthi yenze njani. Just to expand to your response. Ukuthi yes akaqhubeke because in that Western construct, there are certain things that you might learn that will help you expand the African psychology aspect of it. And take it further by saying, I need to remember our long-term plan, Tinala.
Yes.
Is to have a parallel system.
Thokoza.
So that more expand our African psychology or philosophy for that matter. You are going to be one of the people who will be heading that aspect when that time comes.
Yeah, bro.
So it's not a waste of time. It's not a waste of money. Yeah, basically Google issue like that. And then the issue of I was actually very happy. There's a guy who returned. I'm following him on social media. He spoke about something very important. African countries are not in control of their own seas, which is very dangerous. I do not. I understand how do we get to a point where you sign a deal to get funding from IMF or World Bank at the expense of the food of your people.
Control.
I mean, I've done leadership, you know. However, so I was comforted by the fact that Zimbabweans still have their seats. So when that time comes, because they're going to weaponize that seed program so that we go hungry and vote against and follow them still. So we've got a backup in Zimbabwe in abundance, you know. So at least I got some comfort because I was worried. And in them landing, I'm in Zimbabwe is that actually I'm that's what told West. I reproduce. That's true. You know, so at least our future is actually very bright.
Secure.
You know, and another thing that I've observed, I'm not sure how many of us Babone speeches about Emmanuel Macron when he spoke about Manje, May 30th, where are we in May?
Yeah.
It was on the 30th of April, where he publicly admitted the theft, the rape, everything literally everything they did in West Africa. He admitted in public. And he spoke of atonement and reparation programs, you know. And after listening to that speech, you know, and simply because they even quantified how much money must be paid back to Western Africa.
France.
Yeah,
oh.
It's something in the region of 17 trillion. Wow. So that means the lives of Western Africans will change overnight if that time comes. If it ever happens. I'm guessing the way. Because remember already in Mali, West Africa, that is supposed to be retained or kept within the central bank in West Africa is in France.
Sure, that's true.
They only get 20% of that money in forms of loan.
Control.
So already automatically, what made me weep, I was imagining when that thing happens, you know, and the ripple effect it will have across the continent.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's said to and he even spoke of artifacts. You know, and the last time I was here, I think the topic of the day was to I think something to do with energize or giving power to these artifacts. You know, so in as much as somehow there's something that we are uniting to those artifacts as Europe. So basically, being part of this movement, it gives one a better view of the globe. That's true. And you start observing this and you go, hey, but now you're listening to this, not even a month ago. Sure. How? Says Abapogena, Meles Buye, a man do cocoa. The kind of guy in a cell phone. And look, it may not be necessarily genuine in their presentation, but I think what Macron is doing, that's just my observation. His positioning is, we are born with the West is losing power. So he's repositioning himself so that if France becomes relevant to the future, because the future is there's going to be an alternative system in the world. Sure. That's guaranteed. No, sure. You know, as we speak, with the next summit, BRICS, there's 19 countries who have applied for membership. And already BRICS has a bank. Yeah. And already there's talk of a monetary system that is away from SWIFT, which is American-based. Which usually they use to weaponize us. No, sure. And that means, going back to Zimbabwe, countries like Zimbabwe, they are going to start to be able to trade with in that alternative system. And the beauty about countries like Zimbabwe, 10 years in for them to come back economically. Because they've got everything. We think it's a formalize and expand. You know? And we betrayed Zimbabweans. You know, as Africa, we were supposed to have bought our product or minerals from Zimbabwe for them to survive. Until such time, that alternative system, you know, it would have avoided them. You know, but man, by you know, they have to feed their families. So yeah. So when I look at these developments at the global level, then to ukatafi ashona tuyayenza bambulala abalumbi kungesho ngoba China and Russia bayenza at the global scale, not an African continental scale. Iyalapho vele. And now when Saudi Arabia spoke about de-dollarization, was good to pay so tonight, one of the things that we need as Africa, as the African continent, is one army. Before we even speak economics, we need an army. Yes.
As long as USA Republic is Zimbabwe, a similar thing here is going to happen. Do you understand? Kumele kushintshe system all over the continent. Yes. Power must go back to the people. Inkosi that oversees the region, Lagu Nama Diamond Corn. Those people, that community, Nenkosia, must own that. Yes. Jenga laba say Northwest. Yes. It must be a similar thing. It must be power that is under politicians. Because politicians are corrupt by nature. Because they are leading a corrupt system, which is not supposed to be there. So those are structures play, you know, beyond politics. And the many ilunga like South Africa. Zimbabwe. This is how it's done. Do you understand? And Zimbabwe is Zambia and everybody, because hey, everybody is Umgaba ukipile Zimbabwe from Commonwealth. Wenzenu akabuyisela ubusela umnangakwa He took Zimbabwe back there. Manje uyabona ukuthi i-excitement yethu ifana nomlilo waphepha. Ngoba uzwa right wena
They never
Kesha.
had support, so they were cornered. They were forced basically to go back there.
No.
If Africa had followed suit after Mugabe had taken that stance, it would have been difficult for them to use that economic weapon against Zimbabwe. Because they knew once they would have known once you touch one of us, ulanathi sonke.
Hey, angithi into esikhuluma ngayo ngale organization eAfrica.
Yeah.
Imidlwembe yonke le.
Yeah.
Hey, because it is funded by white people. If white people are anti-Mugabe, now Babotaki automatically they become anti-Mugabe. So nothing is going to work with this organization. You are my organization that must fall because they exist. You know, ngobutsotsi. The organization is not supposed to be there. Even Lendo Yabotabum begin. Africa, in Africa, there is a Africa Union. But by modernizer. Modernize the
African Union.
Hey, because that's what it is. You know, Labandu Bazikash, they are subjects of the Queen. They are not working for us. They are working for the Queen. As long as they are heads of republics on the continent.
Yeah.
So those are people that must fall.
Yeah.
And the development here to valley is over Zima. Many Benzima. Because uma kwenzakala into yaseZimbabwe, of which is going to happen here. We can't avoid that. Labelung are not going to give us back our land without a fight. That is the truth. So we need to prepare ourselves for that situation. How do we handle that situation? Because it's just going to happen. It's a matter of time. And once that happens, then we are free. We are free with dead Nomlung Umhlaba wethu is back. Then we can start planning Guti. How do we govern ourselves based on what used to be? By local kufakwa belungu, the British. Remember, Uguti, Amakhosi amanengi were powerful because they were in cahoots na belungu. Uzo Guti Oile was so powerful. Inkosi nangu Dlamini lapha, uphethe umkhonto nehawu. Ufika usibiya la uphethe isibhamu. Uzowena kanjani Dlamini? Angithi uzosubmita kule nkosi because le nkosi imshana ngenduku yamagwala isibhamu. Bese uzwa ukuthi hayi lo uye bekegijima phezulu kwamakhanda abantu ngesibhamu hayi ngomkhondo. Ngoba ngomkhondo bebengeke bamele. Do you understand? So yizo zonke izinto esiyoyixolisela le Durban. Okokuqala nje into esiyele Durban ukuyobika ukuthi we intend doing this national cleansing. Sigeze lamadlozi asifaka ule nkinga ngoba le nkinga bayenza isele nathi. Hey, they are responsible for slavery somuntu omnyama in South Africa. So mele sixolisele leyo nto. Ngoba mhlambe mina ngusithole. Inkosi yakwaSithole was number 1 in hunting black people and take them to slavery. Is Helen Hamley and I've got to fix it. Yinto siyoyibika le eBluff eDurban ukuthi abasinikeza amandla senze lo mkhosi lo vele wenhlambululo sigeze wonke lamadlozi la ahambe onile because nalaba khona lecala lisababhekile yingakho siqedana kangaka. Hey, so that kube ne progress kithi kumele silungise kuphi emoyeni qala umoya ube right sithi iphutha lenzakala because lokha nalokho kwaba kanje therefore leme lilungiswe ngalento. step by step until we complete wonke lamacala. Uzobona after lokho akekho umuntu ozosibamba singama South Africans. And into kumele yenzakale eAfrica yonke, because the same thing happened. Amakhosi all over Africa need to atone. Yiba basifaka kule nkinga le. Hey, wena manje because we are in cahoots nabelungu. So uqeda abantu abamnyama, you are going to sell them for slavery. Bese kuyi business. How much they were doing under duress? It was now a business yabo. Whenever they are hungry, they would find and hunt their own people. Bayobathengisa lapha eDangowa Bay. Thokoza. Oh, ukusupporta lento boyisho. Kukhona benza chemistry. Chemistry is very important, especially when it comes to indigenous healing. Why? Because you need to know the chemical composition yalo muthi onikeza iclient. Uf ngokunikeza umganu, I need to know the chemical composition yomganu ukuthi umganu nalokhu. Then there are no toxins there. Unikeza umuntu with a clear, conscience ukuthi ngeke izimbulala. Do you understand? Ukhona lo muthi lo esithi sakhumbula imuthi bese uphuza siunikeza abantu during winter. Can't remember amafutha omhlaba. Nyawazi bakhona abathwasini amafutha omhlaba. Lo muthi loyo akumelanga iclient yakho umnikeze continuously. As much as ulapha unama toxins athize that destroys the liver. So when you are armed with the chemistry and you are armed nobunyanga, you have more advantage. You are in a better position to take ubunyanga to the next level. Ubusele esikhathini sabo immortal, because he found all this immortal. So bengifuna uvumelana neNdlovukazi ukuthi sometimes it's not a waste ukuthi uwazi lo lwazi lwabo, but manje bese uhlanganisa nolwazi lokhokho bakho, it makes you very powerful. Thokoza.
Bengithi ngigcwalisele kuNdlovukazi ukuthi no usenda endaweni right. Njengoba ngithi usenda endaweni right, some of the people abanokumkhuthaza, they are psychologists, and most of them from an American space. So you can understand ukuthi environment yabo already abavumeli wena ngoba ngapha bakhona abantu abanolwazi ukuthi banga-assist in certain concept bawa-translate to make sense in an African way. Bona from their environment, they had to do the digging themselves. Like for instance, Cresswell, Cresswell. Even the husband themselves. Yes. Even the husband himself was a psychologist. No baba na was a reverend, reverend. I'll give you the name of that for now. But most of them, bulk of them, they're coming from a space of psychology, whereby they saw inkinga ekhona. Studying psychology good time man. Le inkinga ezikhona, ziaffect abantu abamnyama. But why isn't it treated in a way ukuthi iqeda abantu abamnyama? The digger they went in the psychology yona leyomlungu, they found out that thing psychology was designed exactly to oppress and to destroy the values lawa akhipha the family emnyama together. One of the things the ISIS papers revealed some of the clause about fagile for you to apply for instance, if you want but stipend, let's say 700 for them, maybe what's this thing, man? People for free or whatever. What do they call it in that time? It's not vouchers.
Government support something.
Yeah, government support. That system there. Should they find good and you're qualified for that, they revoke it because you need to be we one mom. Why is that designed for you? For them to give you access to your kids. Then the structure asikho. So those things understanding exactly what is the ultimate goal. So now within the space psychology, the way by structuring a call, you're gonna find loopholes La is not resonating on Domnyam. That's when I need to come in and go in. You're in the perfect space, you're not losing anything.
Actually, she needs to study Dr. Law.
Francis Creswell.
The ISIS papers is very, very, very scientific. We research it, it's a very, very scientific. So, it's always of Natakaku. But in doing any figure that please, it's not shut up.
Yes.
Especially man. The Sekhmet within you must never be neutralized by your partner. We are in a war. Ungathi manje sowuzela ngereconciliation. How? No. Ukhuluma reconciliation kanjani umhlaba ungakabuyi? Into nje bathe ngisho. Asimshadane sodwa. Hayi ngani.
Biblical umkhulu because bayasho ukuthi Israel angamelanga ahlangane noKanani. Whereby now Israel kumele wahlangana noKanani and ama results alokho is what we find ourselves in today, because it was clearly stated we are not supposed to mix because we are not the same genetically. Bayifakile Bible, but it needs you to ube understanding ukuthi bakhuluma ngani. Even the stories ka Jacob, whereby he needed to separate the sheep, the blacks and the whites. So it is so you need to understand ukuthi bakhuluma ngani. Now futhi nalabo bafundisi mabemike lapha abayazi into bakhuluma ngayo.
And umbuzo wami is, what are your thoughts around the program, I guess, your transformation and diversity and equity? Because historically white institutions now have brought in the workshops and everybody to talk about the unconscious bias and white privilege and black inferiority in the workplace and schools and things like that. So Lom Sebenzi is essentially trying to, I think, change and will allow abantu to see Babacingandoni when they see a black person's body or a white person's body automatically because of the way Bakuliswe and see how you then treat Lomdu Pamguako based on your perception of who they are instead of finding about Gonja. Because ngapha it's good because our abantu bethu are in these institutions and bayacindezela on a daily basis, disrespect, exclusion, being underpaid, all of those things and underappreciated. So it's necessary in that sense, but how far can it really go when an organization was never built to hold space for umdomnyama, So in a historically white school, when with parents, send their kids to these schools where they experience this unconscious racism and this unconscious, bullying based on But how far can you really go? Because when it was built, it was not built for Umdomnyama. It's not teaching a history of Umdomnyama. Of Africanizing curriculum. What does that even mean? What does it mean?
What does that mean?
So, but we're dealing with Zonga's terms about throwing in this transformation space and working in it unzima as Umdomnyama because you see the benefit in front of you, but in the long term it seems unrealistic. So Itwani, what do we do? What are your thoughts?
No, my thoughts is that over mind, there's nothing that we can do to actually assist. The only way is to assist a corner. Uguti sees formally is That's the only way. And it might seem a long term, but a journey starts with one step. Sinakala ngama crash. You know, siqale ngama-crash sibone ukuthi ahamba kanjani siye kanjalo. But enye into for now which is good, singause i-internet. You know, establish la ku-internet. I know ukuthi kunama-challenges in terms of Eskom load shedding, net data, whatever. Let's find a way there so that singami. Because the more sima is the more kuba ne problem. Our politicians are never going to transform.
Yes.
When they talk about transformation of an institution, bakhuluma ngokupenda. Bakhuluma ngokurepresenta a white professor with a black professor. But the fruit is the same. So there's no transformation there. So we need an overhaul, and it's not going to be done by politics. We are the people that are supposed to do it. So okwamanje nje asibekezeleni, because remember ukuthi lama institutions lanka were set up for profit generating. Fane Woolworth, they knew ukuthi they are targeting a certain Babizani in the advertising space group, LSM, a certain LSM that they know ukuthi labantu they have so much disposable income. So bebengayenzelanga wena. So ungena lapha, that's why njalo ubuya ukuyohola. You spend 3,000 kepha ubuya nama plastic ayi-2 from Woolworth. Because it's expensive. I need to finish China like us. Thenge Woolworth wena. Ibisi le 60 rand. Uyathola leyo nto leyo. Hey manje ke thina we've got to do much more than ilenduzi. As an example, bathi uthenga ichicken yase Woolworth yi-free range. Yini? Our understanding of that is community friend. That's child with the marketing term. Already, Tina, we associate value with the Woolworth. Do you understand? And Mongabuga the Machiki now, I see free range. They just give them certain food within the confined space. Baba nigeza a certain food which is different. That makes them free range. I see leza semakaya. Moja ya semakaya. Hey, Tambo, keep busy. I don't want to Woolworth. Hey, man, it's all about branding. You know, the power of a brand. You know, we are rooting target abandabaso, especially Jenga Konga. I target abantu bamatenda. Sina singene konga. Asingene konga ngoba hey manje lapha. Double tot nje 1000 ushaya kulo. Mawushaya nje 10 double tot. Imalini le. Kukhona abantu swiper 100,000 a night. So the target market here Konga. Konga has used exactly the same marketing strategy. If I never Woolworth. So it's possible then. Ukuthi yenzakale kuyadependa. Fana nazi ikolo zethu. Ikolo zethu thina sizozinikeza i-branding that will have so much value international. Do you understand? And not only e-branding, but also e-content. And the e-content must be demonstrated by i-example ukuthi lo muntu lo ugcina e-behavior kanjani. Do you understand? Like I was saying, Sekhmet University, i-certificate sakho, it's either a product or a service. ngakho ubheke thina sokunika iphepha lana hambe amnephepha but you can't do anything yini leyo nto leyo it's useless sobe sikufundisa imeli nature ushaye phuma ngamakhala kepha you can't produce either a product or a service it means awufundanga lutho yabo so ushintsho mele kube lapho Ndovukazi, I was talking to Undabezi. I-Bakeville, it has a potential ukuthi siyenze an exclusive area. I-area yempunyelwa. Ngisho thina phela. Angithi manje wonke umuntu ufika ngento yakhe. Nemali siyasupportana. Sishaya ama-mention lapha. Hayi in a form of a township style. Une-mention yakho but unombhabhabha nje womhlaba. Umakhelwane wakho la. Nishaya ngefone ekuseni. Because that's how i-distance ingakhona. But manje ibe an exclusive because i-nature nje lapha supports that. Yes. That area, it's more than Switzerland. Uzubone badelela kanjani. Kunendawo lapha bayibiza little Switzerland. Nayibona? Mesingene. Ibhalwe little Switzerland. So le ndawo leya yithi mele siyisebenza. Ukuthi le ndawo siyoyenza indawo yethu exclusive udaki. And enabodaki who are prosperous because baphila ngama-talent abo. Uyasuka sokufaka lapho ungasi-billionaire. Angithi ku-easy ba-billionaire ngoba une-support yethu sonke. Ma-producer i-product. Sonke we are obligated to support your product. Yingakho sihlanganisa le black unity so that we are able to uzwa. Once uma lento isebenza, we have a critical now. As an example, a million. If one of us is tasked ukuthi asibhakele isingo, lo muntu overnight uyi-millionaire. Mesivuka sonke sithi asithengise i-Albani, sithengise inkosi lo muntu, that person is a millionaire immediately. So manje singahlulwa yini? There are over 1 million products that we're supposed to replace that are produced by white people. Ungabi nomkhopolo anyenza lo millionaire. Mina ungajampa umkhopolo nawe yenza into yakho. Hey, that's why sifuna silwela le black unity because izosenza sonke sibe right. Ungabi yimi phela. Ngoba mina trillionaire phela.
You allude to this beautiful place that you created. When I walked in, it's my first time. It reminded me of Tamare in Georgia. Malachi Z. York did a similar thing. Similar setup, pyramids and all. I'm walking here, I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking to myself, how is it going to be different from what you did? What mistakes or, let me say mistakes, are you not going to afford to make in this instance? Because what happened there was said. It was a beautiful idea, brilliant, and we all look forward to, I mean, I've been there, we all look forward to it growing, but it didn't go where it was supposed to go. What people have a way of cutting us short, you know. And he was accused of doing whatever it is that they accused him of. I didn't buy into it, but they can make it stick.
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to find out, doing what you're doing is similar to what happened in America. How is this going to succeed? What is it that you're going to do that's going to make a difference?
I think this is completely different. I know the brother. The time when he started this revolution, it was during the worst times of racism in America. Black people are oppressed in America. Tina, we are not oppressed. We are conscious of who we are. And we know where we belong. And we are now forcing, not negotiating. We are free. This is our land. So this is how it's going to live this philosophy. Because it is the philosophy of the past. We are getting rid of or dislodging completely from all colonial structures. Siwadla kancane, 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 kancane. So you can't compare the two. America, black people are still oppressed even today. Tina, we are oppressed in terms of the institutions that are governing us. That is why we are fighting to destroy these institutions, so that the form of governance that resonates with us rises. You will never change the political and economic system in America, because they claim to be theirs, and black people have fallen to that trap. America belongs to black people, but most of them are fighting even that idea. The Uncle Toms. The Uncle Toms, these are the people who are killing the revolution everywhere. Even that brother, Malachi. I read his book over 25 years ago. That's how I've started, and I lied. He's the one who showed me a picture of a white person with a tail. In literature, he was there. I know him, and I used to follow him and admired, and I knew that the same thing that happened, to all black people who are trying to change the system. Then there's something that happened. It's either you've raped this, it's either you've done that. Then there's a big story. Tina, we're waiting for that nonsense. Let them bring it. We have fire of Sekhmet. Fire them. Hey, Tina, we're not afraid of anything here. Why? Because we are justified. We have the right to call on injustice. We are saying to politicians without fear, they have no right to rule over us with the Republic of South Africa. And nobody can do anything about it because it's the truth. It was them who took a conscious decision to sell black people. By signing to be a leader of a republic, you are then saying, I'm okay to sell black people because you are given a contract. They tell you that the owner of this country that you are presiding over is the Queen. You agree. That's why all of them, they go to London every time after we've voted them in to go and confirm that I'm not going to change the Constitution. The Constitution is protecting theft. It theft our wealth and our land is protected. The Constitution is protecting white people to retain that. So which is why for us, it's just a matter of time. The Republic of South Africa is going to fall. And it will fall with all its systems. And of course, it's going to rise again. And nobody can go against that. Because this is the nature of Africa.
So with the coming systems of the kings, is it going to be the kings which come from the existing bloodline, or is it going to be a new kingship that the spirit has instituted away from the current bloodlines or royal houses? Is it a total new royal system? Or it's just establishing the old bloodline to carry on?
No. We're going back to the old before the new. You understand? We're going back to those that were dethroned.
Yeah.
We're going back there.
The actual bloodline.
The actual bloodline. Not the new that we are confronted with. Because, Basbonisi, how are you sitting on your throne? Why? That's the real king. Or that's the real queen. Umuntu from royal house is not bought easily. Or not bought at all. Because they know instinctively that they don't represent themselves. They represent the ancestors that have formed this kingdom. So you are a fake king if you are easily bribed. Ayikho yalithi does not cost that.
It's in this element of fear, this false evidence appearing real. I think the biggest problem is now it's in there. Because how do we know what we are in is incorrect? Before anybody says anything, how does it make you feel as an individual? Messi 80% of the melanin, the way they are feeling about the system should tell them how wrong the system is. So there alone, let's now get into this element of fear. What is it that we are fearing, Ganga? Because everything is in plain sight, that this system is not, it's not meant for us. With that being said, the logic to it then says, let's look at the system. And I'm looking at the system, right? The means of production that is system is black people. Meaning, should not even 100%, 65% of the black people decide we're not waking up and going there. In 3 days, the system collapses. So, what is it that are we so afraid of to turn this thing around? Because literally, the power is in our hands. Not even the politicians, not even the us as a collective, and not even 100% of us. I'm merely talking 65 majority. Says Mamelan. I'm just folding my arms, I'm not going there.
That's it.
You understand?
That's it.
Konamanji, I'm in the sales industry in Tennessee more, David. Of 5 applications, right? Zavantava Mnyam. The interest rate for Umuntu Mnyam. And I don't understand why. The salary could be the same, my expense could be the same, but the interest rate will never be the same. The interest rate what marks that difference? Because I thought it's because of your credit profile. Here you are taking good care of your credit profile. What interest rate might be? Who it's on 17%, it's on 11. Right? Yet salary and expenditure is the same. Like from there, the system says even before you make an effort. So meaning the rules of engagement are not balanced. Why are we agreeing to that? Why are we okay with that? Why do we have such high tolerance of abusive behavior? Why? It's what I don't understand, because that is literally what it takes. Collective consciousness. And not even of 100%. A mere 65% is enough.
Say value system.
We are the tool that runs this economy. Why do we not see that as a people?
Let's amplify that voice, because this is what will make this thing real. Amplifying that voice. Because, remember, like GK, we have so many followers, but there are followers who are afraid to lift their hand, but I'm part of you. Why? Because there's fear of loss.
You suppress everything you feel in addition to that. Because I feel as if now it's a contributing factor to depression and this is true, yet you are not convince yourself it's not. There's no way you're gonna be fine.
No, no, right here, because when we are bringing conflict internally, and the ones there's internal conflict, don't be offensive. Take a position. Your position we ask on a daily basis, we free flow. You are happy with the decision or it. So abantu bashulwa ilokho ukuthi eshana. Mengabonakala la. Like in a driver, Aziz, asifuni ukubonakala na camera. Why? Because lokho kuzobamoshela. And I understand, abantu abasabuswa leyo on the part. It is slavery kwayona. Do you understand? Because manje, it's impeding you from fully expressing who you are. Maybe abantu bane tolerance yadayile asad, but this is what we are trying to keep. So that we don't do izinto compromising ourselves, selling our soul, so that we are able to survive. Kumele ngisurvive nama-choice ami. Engizowatdefenda nase-Israel. Mengifike Israel ngithi cha. Mina I belong to the great empire of Kemet. Indlela esima ngayo ile ma-arts. Lokhu onifuna ngikwenze ukuthi ngiyoshayana nebonda lapha. Angikwenzi mina uyabona leyo. Shokuthi idili naye bathi bazoyisayina nje. Mongayoshaya ibonda lapha. Uyayithola le deal. Kumele uyeke lo deal. Because lo deal izogqilaza forever. So I fully agree. Abantu kumele fear is the biggest enemy.
It doesn't even exist.
It doesn't. I say, right. Sekhmet.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to add upon what has been said today. I think what is most important is if all of us here we raise our consciousness. I think it's time and cool we start teaching as well about vibration, high frequencies, because that is the base of everything. Because now we've spoken about fear and all of those things. So when you vibrate low, that is fear, that is the ego. Sure. The ego makes you vibrate low, the ego makes you jealous. When you see me with man and you are vibrating low, you get jealous. No, so when you're vibrating higher, you've got higher frequency. No, right. We are going to approach and right. Cool. So even in Elo, yes. So that is why it's because of these low frequencies. No, so sure. Also this thing has to do with healing. You mentioned a very important point, which we need to cleanse those energies. Because those things create a conflict within the spirit. So we need to cleanse all that negative energy. And now also within ourselves now, as individuals, we need to start learning how to balance our frequencies. So how do we do that? We need to be in harmony with nature. When you're in harmony with nature, nature is God. Nature is God. So when you're in harmony with nature, that's when you start picking up vibrations are positive. Of which now when you're vibrating positive, so we need to stop this mentality with more saying you must start hunting, chasing, because we and Robert Kiyosaki, these are red race. You'll be running around chasing something which is elusive and delusional. And another thing which Ndobugazi has said about seeking information and knowledge. So the knowledge that you gain from Kenny is know thyself. The God is in you. You don't need to seek anything outside of yourself. Everything is within you. The knowledge you seek, the God you seek. is within. So through meditation and all these natural resources that God has given us, because as humans, we have all the elements that makes up the cosmic structure, the stars, the crystals, the soils. So everything is within us. So as people now, we don't need to chase power and all these things.
No, sure.
We just need to align. See the cosmic alignment, then everything automatically happens. You don't even need an army, because now if ever a politician or someone who's manipulate, there's nothing ever they can do to us, because the only thing now they are controlling us through this system and this sphere. But once now we see vibrator positive and we see high frequencies, that's when now among our born with German. You don't even need to buy these things, because now it's manipulation. So especially the young ones now, we can see what it is schools we've been to, institutional systems. So now we can no longer continue sending our kids to these institutional to be brainwashed, because kids are born conscious. Kids, when you look at them, they like things that connect them with nature. Like abantwana badlala emanzini, badlala emhlabathini. That is why you see abelungu futhi banama-swimming pool endlini zabo. Because water is a very, very proper element of which we need. So abantwana bayazazi lento lezi. Thina yithi esibaphuzayo ukuthi hayi wena suka lapha emanzini. Umntwana lo ubuyela lapha because uyazi ukuthi amanzi ayimpilo nenhlabathi. So abantwana thina kumele sibanikeze the knowledge that they seek, so that tomorrow sizokwazi ukuthi abantu abazimele. So kahle kahle yonke into manje because right now it's the age of Aquarius. Everything is in alignment. It's the age of information. So ignorance is a choice. So right now revelation. This is the relation, but teenage people of my art. I need
mina bengicela nje ukubonga yabo yonke into ekhulunywayo nje namhlanje vele ngathi angazi ngike ngayizwa before yabo so angazi ngizocala ngobani kodwa nje njengoba ngisho ukuthi ngicela ukubonga ukuthi kusho kahle kahle lento iyahlangana understand ngoba njengoba shubhuti ngapha ukuthi vele like we need an army. That's what I've thought. Njengoba mina ngumuntu wenkani kahle kahle. Nyanya labafana abancane mabangeza. You understand? Be careful. Nyanya kanjani ngoba umuntu nyanya. Ngoba why ngisho so? Njengobusho nawe futhi mkhulu baningi abantu abayaziyo le information ukudlula thina abantu bala GK but bayasaba njengobusho futhi omdala nawe sisi lento ekuvelelayo is not ukuthi uyalahleka or yini no abokhokho bakho bayasho itama lento le yangizwa into yamampela you understand so nobhuti naye njengobasho labafana abancane they know these things, they understand lento le kepha ukusaba bayasaba and the futhi thina most bala GK nathi bayasaba because manje uzozwa bathi lo imgadi akekho right nathi uyaloya you understand because manje it can happen ukuthi like sengize ngacabanga lento bekayicabanga before I khuluma for leyo nto leyo sekuthiwa lo uyalo they don't know the power that we have and then noma umuntu uzama ukumfundisa lo usenza ngcono lo lo ucabanga ukuthi uhlakaniphile you understand so mina mkhulu into bengicela nje like inhlangahlanganisa inhloko namanje ukuthi like njenge youth engaphansi kwami nalabo abalingana nami aba-understanda izinto ezifana nalezi mara bayazifihla siyenzani ngabo sifuna ukuthi bavumbuke sizokwazi ukuyenza this thing collectively and mkhulu
community outreach
njengoba ngisho mkhulu yabo mamqokelele
bafakele emakhoneni athize
mawumqokelela mkhulu usaba lela gama lela bathi loya
loyo ke means ke akanasabenza kulabo dlula
ila inkani yami isuka khona
Oh.
Mina ngiphakamisa nje ngokumisa nje lenkanuko ne eyokuphakamisa like ngathi iqale from way back but mina ngirealize ngoba kutrade ne ukuthi ubaba sim-acknowledge sekalele sekakubandayo so mina ngithi lo mkhokha ngiyawumisa ngobaba ubaba uNtsingise ngithi baba mina ngiyakuphakamisa so ngifuna nomthombo lo sinika wona baba saphakamisa saphika sanyathela umzimba sahlangene nenyama baba amelanga siphakamise ngoba solele kubanda ngithi ngaloko khehla akwani
Ngiyabonga mina igama nguseme wamabizela ngithulani ngiphuma emndeni ngomusha la ekhaya babuzile so strategy sala ekhaya sokuthi sizi expand sibe baningi ngoba usho ukuthi sifuna ukuvula amabhizinisi sibe baningi sibe nomnotho sibalanda kanjani ngendlela enothando ezokhona ukubabuyisa ekhaya ngoba la kusekhaya for wonke umuntu omnyama ngoba singaba sekhimo simele sizwane so bengifuna nje ukwazi lokho ukuthi istrategy ukuthi si-expanda kanjani and futhi lama-business lawa siwayenza kanjani sihlanganise kanjani because mina ngokuzazi kwami ngikude kulezo zinto lezo zamabhizinisi ngiyakhona uku-understand ukuthi planning ne-organization ihamba kanjani so nami ngithanda ukuba involved especially kulezi amabhizinisi kakhulu I'm good futhi nento ze-astrology into ezikanjalo zonke lezi zinto esikhuluma ngazo la ekhaya nami ngumuntu o-researcha ngazo every day so ngiyathanda ukuthi ngibe la ngithola ifamily
the same thing Tina, what we do siyatshala lolwazi siyatshala information then if you were on fertile ground uzobona bekulandela if iwele emhlabathini ongekho fertile ungabi nandaba dlula le ifuna abanikazi uyabona le 30-40% ekhulunywa ukhehla yibo sibafuna ngoba yibo who are supposed to lead laba isikhathi singakafiki asibaraphi kepha sithi isikhathi sabo ukuthi basizwe asikafiki so bazosilandela thina mebesibona ukuthi siyamuva yabona so irresponsibility yethu ukuthi sitshale wherever we are ungasabi ukukhuluma lento because it's democratic right ukukhuluma ukuthi mina ngibona i-life ngalendlela and to educate them ukuthi mawubona isolka heru lela asu-Illuminati do you understand umtshele ukuthi lento representa your own final plan i-education sometimes abantu abayidingayo ngoba banale i-perception yabo remember ukuthi the act of 1913 by witchcraft act bayiqalela ngoba benga-understand ukuthi thina isayensi yethu ihamba kanjani so therefore when they realize ukuthi they can't match us when it comes to that level they then came up with that law ye-witchcraft act so that mawenza anything which is beyond their comprehension bakufake ejele just to instill fear la kuwe you understand so injalo wena khehla there's nothing esizoyenza thina especially abantu who are still believing that the colonial philosophy is the Alpha and Omega. Bakhona abanjalo njengabantu abadala. Abantu abadala, they are rebellious by nature. They are rebelling against the system. They don't know why. They are just angry about everything. So that is the spirit. La mele sekhola kusema universities. Those that are in universities, I see for many chapters ekemit within universities. That is allowed. Do you understand? You form a group, but okay, fine. For you to form this so that even the university supports you, you need 100 members. So that even the university supports you, you need 100 members. How many members follow IGK in this university? It means we can have representative who are my universities. Remember, there is a Christian, unit there is allowed. There's a Muslim unit is allowed. So now we can come and introduce a chemist, unit there. And by law, the university is obligated to support it. For my activities aid. Asakhipeki manje akumesifuna ukengage youth. Sibalande my visit. Before bakhawula le poison, bayitshela ukuthi bayafunda. So siyabatshela ukuthi cha na into mele ni demand. Because the students, remember, fees must fall. Part of the problem yabo was the content. The content has got to be transformed. But I'm trying to play 2 years later became it. How is he going to transform the education system? Nishonayo Buffalo. He knows nothing about African philosophy. The head. Togo head. Manjeke. Into eyaqaka lapha eUNISA when we tried to transform eUNISA in terms of content. So ngabona ukuthi labantu transformation abayifunayo is to change a black professor replace or to change a white replace it with a black. That's all they want labantu. Positions so that they occupy those positions, but in terms of the commitment of the real transformation, they are not there. Khona nalo responsible for a political analyst. So madoda. Fikeli. Abantu abalapha sithi poqo Africanism, Pan-Africanism. But fruit ndoda foko. Unile lapha. Yenzani UNISA? I know Bamnikeza the responsibility to hlanganise UNISA for the whole continent, but it content. Huh? How do you sit there as a professor yomnyama wazeqiniso? He knows about chemistry, Professor Fikeni, but he won't teach his lapha elentuzeni because of pass. Manje thina mina ngibadubile bonke laba ngisangendaba futhi baza ngimi ngale IT lento yokuthi mkhulu wena you've never even attended the university, so uzositshela kanjani? You know that attitude. Vele mina I'm not fashioned by these Western universities. I was fashioned by African philosophy, therefore I'm above all of them, they know. They can't debate because bangele information yengane. So ile yonto ukuthi kana phepha, iphepha ngidinge iphepha ukuthi yoshawa ikhanda umlungu, graduate la mpu, uvali panala mpu, from lapho usaboni.
Sekhmet. Mkhulu, manginesicelo ngokukhulu ukuzithoba ne particularly references to umkhulu my lokhu akhuluma ngeBhayibheli. I think mhlambe lesisasaba bani to actually intervene. We cannot then have penned a Bible and then make reference to it in this confusion about
even if temptation in
I understand it's to a very large extent built in our system. But remember, Christianity said we told also says swing.
Sure.
So that's why from sub A, that's why even it's difficult to take that. I don't know how to use the word conversion because now you are confuser to take people back to who they are. Because massive conversion, that means now we are taking you to something that you are not. Unless you are taking you back to who you are or what you are.
Reconnection.
So, can we refrain from making reference to the Bible?
Yes.
So,
cool. Just to confirm as well, I think for me now, it's where we are currently. We cannot shy away from that. The majority is still Christians. And what I'm finding out within this journey, there was a difference in terms of our principles when they were initially started with Africans. Those principles, they were different. My can we understand with them being different? When they again where we are today, like for instance, it's hardly known the very same Abraham was married to Hagar. Hagar was the daughter of Immortal.
Inkinga yamathambo kaAbrahama watholakala. Hagar siyawazi. Mina ngiyowafuna. Awekho. Manje ilapho. Ngoba manje ubelieve ukuthi lo muntu uyaphila. Kanti akasaphila. Tutankhamun lived thousands of years before Abraham love. Amathambo akatholakala. Manje aphi abo David? Abraham love. Bakutshela ukuthi hayi wena wenza into ethize because bowenza i-experiment ethize. Hey, lo muntu wabambeka, hayi ethiyandiza ngumshanyelo, hayi wawa. History le. But manje we are trying to say Tina, we need to write our own, which is why when we are here each and every season we testify how we were affected by the energy of the season. Yes. Then those become stories. Generation that comes are inspired by those stories, but those stories are truthful for us. Do you understand? And the generation to come, they must know your grave. Mina ngihamba yonke Israel. Ngifuna la mathamba, ngibahomba amathamba ngithi nami ngifuna ukuyohomba lapha. Ngibona ithambo likaAbraham ukuthi linani. Lutho. Ngaze ngabuya eIsrael, they made a fake tomb just for tourists. Mawulapha at the capital of Israel. Kukhona itemple lapha benze isifanekiso esethuna lika Jesu. Mawufika lapha bathi oh there's the grave of Jesus. Amanga. Israel, they banned the name Jesus recently. But you are going to jail. Sikuthola wena ukhuluma ngalo muntu in public. Uyejele. Even the Bible itself. Manje thina kusamelanga sabambele. Thina sazi the book of coming forth. Sazi the Hermetica. The book of science. Manje uyabona ukuthi siyabhavu le ntwana. Intwana ingamla manje limited. So asihlukaneni ngalento le kukhona benginale discussion with some other guy naye because mekhuluma njalo naye ufuna justify hayi abantu akumele sibashiye emuva kumele sibaloko sithi no no kunjalo mengayizwa futhi dlula asiconvert thina ngoba uzoconverta nemidlwembe asifuni imidlwembe la uzogcwalisa imidlwembe sigcwale la ha lapho lento yokukhesha ishona singaba yi-30 40 nje kepha imoya yethu i-warrior spirit siyayididliza intaba hey thokozini ayisiyazwayo thokoza oza kumele usibriefe kese briefa wonke umuntu ithingi
So, Sekhmet. 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 Industrializing yana kupera peka kaisi za jura ku amansra ku pitu so 16 July so kiona building up to 29th of September. So we recupera Hamaskara 16 July. So